What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're talking about 8 very specific fragrances. I want to shine some light on some very impressive, more independent, smaller niche brands that I think are just doing phenomenal work. Some are affordable, some are a bit more pricey, but all offer some unique experiences with, pretty quality compositions with the raw materials used that, really captivate me. And I really want to shine some light on these. Maybe you haven't heard of them, maybe you have, but we're going to talk about them. Stay tuned. Starting with a nostalgia play that really took me to a 90s shopping mall, Southland Mall in Houma, Louisiana, where I grew up, spent a lot of time as a young man in that mall. Well, Day 3 Fragrances, Downtown Deja-Vu, brings you there. It transports you. There's the linen smell. There's the Cinnabon, passing by Cinnabon, smelling that. There's a smoothie accord here. It literally smells like walking. I visualize, so the fragrance area was right across from the Ralph Lauren Polo section at Dillard's in the mall where I grew up. And I picture walking through that area, that, fresh, brand new cotton polos and jeans and everything, that smell when you're walking through that clothing department. And then you hit the Cinnabon around the corner, Orange Julius and or Smoothie King, depending on the year that you went through there. They captured all of that. It's a little on the powdery side, very clean, aromatic. There's a light sweetness here. Of course, there's a touch of spice. There's some cinnamon for that kind of Cinnabon feel. This is captivating. You want to talk about storytelling at its finest for a 90s kid? This is a great play on the 90s shopping mall. You should really read the write-up in the link below on the story being told. It talks about arcades, like I said, Cinnabon smoothies, clothing, department stores, the movie theater, all the things that, those of you around my age that we did in the 90s. This is extremely nostalgic. They make some great offerings over at the house, but this one's very unique for the story that it's telling, and the scent matches the story. It's Downtown Deja-Vu from Day 3 Fragrances. As far as transporting you places, City Rhythm is good for that. So shout outs to Niles. He's all about his creativity. And for me, my number one from the brand, and it's not just a biased nostalgia play because I'm from South Louisiana and I'm from 45 minutes away from New Orleans, but New Orleans Jazz and Booze is my favorite boozy fragrance. A lot of gourmand facets to this. Bourbon heavy really encompasses the alcoholism that is the nightlife of being around Bourbon and Canal in New Orleans. And then you have the Cafe Du Monde tie-in. You have this patisserie baked goods type of smell to it. There's praline. There's a strong praline accord in here. It really smells like everything you would expect, the scents of the city with New Orleans. And he really captivated this. He captivated me with this is what I meant to say. I don't know if it's because of the story he's telling or just I find it to be that good, but either way, I don't know if he'll ever create a fragrance that speaks to me more because of the heritage and the cultural tie-in for me. But again, another house, great, making great experiences that's worth checking out. But for me, the King of the Mountain, crazy performer too. I mean, it's bananas how strong this fragrance is. We're talking about City Rhythm, New Orleans, Jazz and Booze. This next one's very high quality, I have to say. They are a newer brand. They just put out their 3rd fragrance recently, but their 2nd fragrance, I think, is their absolute best. We're talking about Maison Daba. This is Silent Night. So this has a beautiful, juicy plum, spice, white floral, cedar wood kind of combination. Quality stuff. Great performance. Oh, man, it's fresh but sweet. It's juicy but not synthetic. It's floral but not too flowery. And the woody backbone here really grounds this scent. It's not too powdery for the floral tones that it has, but there's a little bit of powder. Perfectly unisex, but it does have a touch of a masculine lean. I find anyways, the spices and the use of the woods here kind of give it that masculine feel. This is absolutely worth trying. Don't get me wrong, all 3 offerings from this house have been stellar. Their newest release is amazingly fresh for being a rose and oud fragrance, but it's a fresh fragrance that really fits a summertime vibe. It's very interesting the way they pulled that one off, but this is just an absolute stunner to me, and this is the one that I wanted to feature. I encourage you to check this out if you haven't yet. From Maison Daba, this is Silent Night. Another house making a lot of waves. Shout out to Mohammed Hefez. So, Sphinx Fragrances, they're doing some really, really good work. And for me, the king of the mountain has been for a while now because they've got in the teens as far as releases. But Sphinx Elixir, I think, is still their best fragrance. It's a heavy, jammy rose, incense dominant. It's dark, mysterious, very olibanum and amber resin heavy. Man, it's super intoxicating. I don't think it's all that feminine leaning for having a strong rock rose smell to it. It's a thick rose. It's not just rock rose. There's other, I believe there's another rose accord in here on top. I don't want to say Bulgarian rose, but man, this stuff is mesmerizing. And it's rich. It's strong. It's an extrait de parfum. Another one, quality oils used here. I still smell it floating right in front of my face. I like smoky Oriental style fragrances. This is very resinous, dark and rich, while still maintaining some vibrance. This is definitely worth checking out. They have a ton of great offerings, but this is my favorite, Sphinx Elixir. Next is one of the more unique fresh fragrances. We're talking white grapes and quince dominant. There's some fresh florals here. This is an absolute stunning, very unique, fresh, like lip smacking type of fresh fragrance. This is from Untamed Perfumes. This is called My Greek Lover. This is another one, super high quality stuff. On the pricier side, you can get samples. I would suggest doing so. They offer 50 mLs now as well, not just these 30 mLs. A lot of great storytelling perfumery going on from this brand, but this one in particular really has a lot of citruses, fruity notes without making it too sweet. It's very, very bright. Like I said, lip smacking type of feel from the citruses and the fruits, with a nice white floral feel. It is a little powdery, nice and clean and musky, and has this kind of watery freshness at the same time. Another one, phenomenal performer as well. Definitely worth checking out is Untamed Perfumes, My Greek Lover. A little bit of a challenge for some because this is very earthy, loaded with a lot of natural oils, castoreum, civet, things like this. It's got this dark, resinous, earthy green freshness, earthy green darkness, woody nuances, crazy potent. It's static, olfactive, into the wild. Not for the faint of heart, but any of you that like dense greens, this is an experience. And you don't need the 50 ml. The 10 ml, which is unique, a unique bottle design and cap design in its own right, goes a long way. 2 sprays, it's screaming off of your skin. This is crazy potent. Whew. Very coniferous, earthy green, but man, quality. The way the castoreum comes across in here, it really gives it depth and character. It richens up the profile. I don't really get much funk here, but there is an earthiness to this. It's captivating. It really is. This is worth experiencing. Again, not going to be for everyone. Might be a little bit too much of a challenge for some. But if you want some serious perfume work here, I would strongly encourage getting a sample and checking this one. Beautiful work done here. I mean, not always the most situationally appropriate fragrance for me in my daily life, but boy, the artistry and the quality to this fragrance, it's undeniable. It's absolutely for a lot of people. Very situational for me, but impressive nonetheless. Static, olfactive, into the wild. Have you ever thought about wearing a fragrance that smells like watermelon and moonshine? Copper Still Fragrance has you covered. Watermelon Shine, Triple X. I believe there's a corn mash note in here as well, some spices. Juicy watermelon, not that synthetic, artificial, like Jolly Rancher watermelon type of smell. We're talking about fresh cut with the seeds in it, chunk of watermelon type of smell, real juicy. And super boozy at the same time. Corn husk, corn mash, whatever that note smells like, it gives it this distinctive, almost in the fields, hay-like quality to it. Copper Still is a distillery as well. To really incorporate that into perfumery is quite impressive the way it's pulled off. Copper Still 51 is an incredibly boozy dominant Kentucky whiskey, I want to say is what it is specifically. But this, oh man, this is the one from the house, at least in my opinion. Of what's available at the recording of this, this is the one. Watermelon and moonshine. My God, is this impressive. Super fresh, juicy, mouth-watering smell while being very boozy, deep and rich, and a strong performer. This is an impressive fragrance. It's Copper Still, Watermelon Shine, Triple X. The easiest wear of the 8 that I'm featuring here today. While it's my number 2 from the house, my number 1, this one's the base of that fragrance. This is just highly versatile. I didn't want everything to be super artistic. Sometimes you just need clean and fresh. And with Authenticity Perfumes Clean Musk, that is what you're going to get. It's, as the name indicates, as the color scheme gives you, white, clean musk, fresh, bright, not real powdery, but easygoing, layers well. For any of you that like to layer, not really my thing, but based on it being used as a base in other fragrances from the house, clearly it layers well with other scent profiles. Man, super clean, soapy, fresh. Great performer too, 50% oil concentration. This stuff lasts. So if you're the type that's not looking for a challenge, you just want a quality clean smell that's gonna last all day, for around 40 bucks before any discount codes, you really can't go wrong here. They offer a lot of fresh, invigorating, and or unique tobaccos, like Tobacco Boss, for example. They have something for everybody in this brand, and they're definitely worth checking out. It's Authenticity Perfumes Clean Musk. Well, that's the 8 that I wanted to discuss with you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Of these 8, what are you familiar with? I'll try to have links to all their sites down below if you want to check out anything from the brands. Until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of the ones we discussed in this video and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.